Okay, I'm just gonna give us a few seconds. I'm not sure if anything is live yet because my YouTube's lagging a bit. Okay, I'm gonna give it a few seconds to pick up some momentum before I do anything. I think YouTube's... There you go, YouTube's picking it up now. The internet can totally see you now to stop user encoder. Okay, cool. Do people see my screen? Can they hear me? What's going on here? I don't see my stream. That's weird. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I can't see my own stream. That's ridiculous. Oh dear, that's my Facebook. Okay, if anyone's watching right now, and you're probably watching the replay because I don't see anyone in the live stream right now. Yeah, if you're watching the replay right now, I'm just gonna go over my Patreon, what's on it. Hopefully I can get some people to join into the conversation and ask a few questions. That way I can give some answers. How do we check if the live stream is up so I'm not talking to myself? Yeah, no, it's live. It's just I don't see my screen. Yeah, no, it's live. Oh no. Yeah, it's up. Okay, cool. We can keep going then. Good. Alright. Cool. So I'm gonna treat this like a regular video and just go through it. If anyone does hop onto the stream and ask questions, that'll be perfect. I'll just in that case I'll switch over to answering questions. But for now, I'm going to stick to talking about my Patreon and what I have on it. Right. So I set this up last week. Ignore the honks, by the way. I'm living right next to a train station. The train's like honking. No, I set this Patreon up last week because I'm trying to fund Levaslier, which is my animated web series that y'all keep on hearing me ramble about. I have been working on this for 6 years. The series, I mean. I've had some people tell me that I haven't been working on it for 6 years because the recent world that we're building started in 2017. That's not right, because we have built several versions of the world. If you check my old videos and you go back to like 2012 and whatnot, you can actually see my drawings of Arcdoc and my world and the other characters of the story. So yeah, I have been working on this for quite a long time. Some people say that writing down ideas and thinking about ideas does not work. Well then, you clearly don't know what a scriptwriter does. Anyway, to fund Levaslier requires quite the budget, because as of now we are a 3-man team. We have me, who's an animator, and I practically do everything for this team. I'm not trying to show off or anything, that's just how it is. I created the idea and I have spent a lot of my time studying all of these skills and trying to get better at what I do. So I actually have a lot of the skills required for this project to go down. The only problem is one person does not have the manpower to make a project this big. Fortunately, I do have another mate with me who helps build the set. If we actually hop onto our website, we can see our, that's levaslier.weebly.com. I'm gonna put some budget into getting that Weebly away. But I mean, this dude over here, Harry Lamb, he's one of my best mates. He just helps me build on set. And, that's in Minecraft, I mean. Great help, great help. Wouldn't have been able to do it without him. I mean, he's been helping me build the set since the second version of the world back in 2014. I remember he actually brought up a video that we made a while ago. By a while, I mean years ago. We were just hopping around the rooftops of the old Hemorrhage City. Before it was even finished, it was we called it Hemorrhage 2.0 because that was the second version. He never got to see Hemorrhage 1.0, and that was just small. I remember there were like 8 houses in Hemorrhage 1.0. In Hemorrhage 2.0, it's actually smaller than what we have right now, and we thought that was huge. So when we finished Hemorrhage 3.0, which is the one we have right now, holy shit, that was amazing. Never have we built a city this big, and that with like the fact that it mixes in the realism as well as the fantasy elements of it. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I love it so much. Also, I mean, it's just hard work and it looks nice. It's aesthetic. I've done so much more. Like used to build it on like a flat ground. Now we have levels. We switch it up. The castle's actually on a hill now, not in the middle of a city, not surrounded by anything. Yeah. My old castle was actually like a church or something. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent again. So this is the team. I am fortunate enough to have the amazing Yusuf Tamer as my composer. I actually met him when I was studying in Canada. He told me he was a self-taught pianist, and I heard him play because like we had a piano dumped in our dorm somewhere, and I walked past and I heard someone playing piano. I was like, ooh, that's nice. I walked up to him and I said, I didn't know you could play piano. That's beautiful. He goes, yeah, I'm self-taught. And then I thought, okay, well, I know he can play piano. Does he know about MIDI? Because if he knows about MIDI, he can probably play stuff on a MIDI keyboard and have it sound orchestral. So I thought, okay, well, we have this one guy. Why don't we give him a shot and see what happens if I let him join in Levaslier? And then he breaks this song called Warcry for me, and I listened to it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably what I expect from a MIDI instrument. That's cool. And then I started developing the script. I'm not gonna say how many episodes there are, but there's. I'll give you this. It's I don't know if I should say this or not, because like I don't want to spoil anything. But it's enough for a full season, right? I mean, like a full anime season, if y'all watch anime. Anyway, so I start writing the script for that, and halfway through that, someone contacts me, and they're like, hey, you should make a Patreon, and so I make the Patreon, and on the Patreon, it's like, you need this video for it to be successful, because apparently 30% of Patreons with the video are more successful. So I go, okay, well, I go to film school, I'm a film editor, I know film people, why don't we make a full-on documentary? I reach out to some of my friends, and they're like, okay, we're up. And we shoot the documentary, and I go back to Yusuf, I say, hey, we made the documentary, do you think you got any music for it? And keep in mind, there was like a break between this, it was like a year break. So I listened to his new music, I'm going, what? The level of evolution he went from when I first heard his song Warcry till now. He called it he calls it Levaslier now, which is just the title of the show, right? So whatever. Holy shit, the development he's put into that. It was like, I'm trying to think of an analogy for you. It's like, someone gives you like McDonald's chicken, and then like after a year they're coming back giving you this like Royal Restaurant fucking fried chicken. I'm saying fried chicken because it's fucking delicious. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is he made great music for me, and he's amazing how fast he grows. Oh my god, I just don't know what to say. That's like mind blown. Oh yeah, also Team W&J, about that, because people were asking me how I got Team W&J. So, the channel was made called Gamers W&J back in 2010. All my first videos are actually still there. If you scroll down on my channel, down to like the base videos, my first ever video was, I made it when I was 11, and I was screaming at my screen, because I was making this video called Halo Fails. I was watching Rooster Teeth a lot. And it was just kids screaming at the top of the lungs on Halo. It was ridiculous. We were purposely making fails, trying to make stuff funny, and it wasn't funny. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. Anyway, W&J spawns from Wayne and Julian, who was my partner who created this group for me, with me, rather. Funny, because Wayne's in-game Minecraft username is ArcJock, and that's where I actually got the name for my protagonist. My in-game username was Chafe. At that time, I was actually very inspired by the Yogscast, and they had this series called Shadow of Israfel. I loved that series, because I started back in the alpha days too, so I followed their series like all the way until they had to stop for whatever reason. But I was in love with Honeydew, as in Simon, Simon of the Yogscast. And because I was so in love with the dwarf idea that I created my my account named after a dwarf. And I got Chafe Dwarfy Dwarf as my username. And it was supposed to be Chief, but the dude who created the account for me, because I couldn't buy the account as a kid, I had a dude who had a credit card, so he bought the account for me, and he couldn't spell Chief properly. He goes Chafe Dwarfy Dwarf with the E and the I flipped, and people kept on making fun of me about it, so I just decided to keep it, and whatever. Chafe ended up becoming my character's name. His first name is Chafe. Anyway, so it became the story of ArcJock and Chafe on Team W&J, and I loved the idea of it so much that I decided to make a whole full story out of it. Matter of fact, the story itself originated as a school project when my primary teacher, I think it was primary, no, one of my teachers said, write a story. and gave me a single piece of A4 paper and told me to write a story on it. And when you're like 12 or whatever, you write some bullshit story that it's ridiculous. I think it was like slaying monsters or slaying dragons. Yeah, that was like a 2 dudes slaying a dragon, a 4 dudes slaying a dragon, something like that. And I liked the idea so much, and it just stuck and it stuck and it stuck. And I was giving names to the characters, like Archdog Levaslier, the slime humanoid. Ooh, that's beautiful. And the slime and the dwarf. Wow, what a story! We got some unique characters. And I love building medieval stuff too, because I thought Minecraft offered such a good platform to build medieval stuff. Back then, there were no like quartz blocks or any blocks to build modern stuff with. So if you wanted to build a modern house, you'd have to use wool. And I wasn't a big fan of using wool to build walls and shit. So, you know, I started building medieval stuff. Back at the time, I also had I was following this dude called Jamzaboy Minecraft. And a lot of my builds actually inspired by him. And as the updates progressed further and further, I started developing my own style as well. I still look to Jamzaboy for a lot of my inspiration. Actually, he's the one who suggested the Conquest resource pack for me, Conquest texture pack, made by Monsterfish. Beautiful, beautiful texture pack that I've been using for years. Our weapons, I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but a lot of our weapons, if you watch our old videos, which I don't recommend you do because our old videos are terrible, by the way, my weapons are actually from Dokucraft, because I'm a big fan of the Yogscast, and the Yogscast use Gerudoku. So I mixed the two together, and I love the mix. I also have to mention Madness64 in this video. Madness64 he built Kargith, and anyone who follows the medieval Minecraft scene knows about Kargith. It is such a big, massive, detailed medieval fantasy world. I cannot fathom how much time he's put into it. So that really inspired me to build Hemorrhage the best as I could. He also has a lot of lore in Kargith, and I can see that he's put a lot of thought into it. So big inspiration for Madness64. He actually posted a few videos. He took a long break because he has university and whatever, but he posted a few videos. I think he was also inspired by Shadiversity, because he built, he was like, here's a tutorial on how to build hoardings on a castle. Many of you don't even know what hoardings are. So on the top of a castle wall, you see those like that sawtooth shape? Those are called merlins, and I forget what the bottom ones are. The tall ones are called merlins, the bottom ones are like crenulations, I believe. So before they would have that, they'd have like a wood structure that sticks out, and that's just temporary. Those wood structures are called hoardings. They basically act as those sawtooth structures, and you'd allow the soldiers to step out and shoot and stuff. Speaking of Shadiversity, matriculations! I fucking love that. I built matriculations on my Minecraft castle thanks to Shadiversity, and they actually, okay, they halfway work. You can shoot down, but it's a lot easier for me to stand down there and shoot up. I don't know if matriculations are like that in real life. Probably not, because arrows don't go up very far. Anyway, it's ridiculous, and I love the fact that I put them there. It's a little running joke. The castles also have a lot of realism in it. Like, okay, I put in that tall-ass tower because it's a fantasy castle. Fantasy castles need to have these tall towers because that's what makes them look fantastical. But my realistic element is that I believe I have 4 gatehouses with fortified portcullises. Within each portcullis, it's a double portcullis too. Within each portcullis, there are murder holes and arrow slits everywhere. What else? The entire structure of it, it's built on a hill. The entire structure of it is a one entrance, like way up, and you'd have to go like through this squiggly path up the side of a cliff to get up to it, and you still have to bust through all the gatehouses too. So it's built with strategy, like realistic strategy in mind. I noticed that I should have probably like scrolled around. I see, this is what happens when I get too passionate, because I just like talk, I'm waving my hands around, but no one can ever see me waving my hands around, which is unfortunate. You know, I should invest in a webcam, or like I have a DSLR camera. I should find a way to plug in the HDMI on my DSLR and like set that up as a webcam. Anyway, did I go off completely on what my Patreon does? I don't know. We'll head back to Patreon. Okay, so most of the key information is on the Patreon anyway. maybe I'll talk about the rewards a bit since I skipped over that. The rewards and the goals would be a good idea to go over. Oh shit! By the way, this video, I love this video because first of all, it's like I owe it to so many of my friends making this possible. I posted yesterday that we hit 100 views in 6 days. Now, for most people, this is a small achievement. Even for me, it is because I've gotten videos that have hit over 10,000 views, right? But for this to get 100 views over a week, after I've taken my 2-year hiatus off of YouTube, it makes me so happy. And today, I checked it again, and oh my god, you're seeing all my listed videos here. These are all the videos that are coming up soon. 138! We broke the original trailer! That's amazing! If only we got as much. I think we got an extra comment too. I'm gonna have to check that later on. But no, these are the the videos coming up. I promised I'm gonna make the subsurface scattering video. It's coming up when? In 2 or 3 days. I've got 2 animations lined up. These are 2 short 1-minute animations. Got a staging composition video, 2 staging composition videos. Look at that. I love helping people animate because I love animation. Yes, I'm a film editor. I know I shouldn't be betraying film and whatnot, but no, I find that these two go hand in hand. I love VFX, I love CG. I was inspired by Freddie Wong and Corridor Digital as a 10-year-old to start learning After Effects. I used After Effects before I used iMovie because I just loved all what Freddie Wong was doing. Yeah, so at the age of 10, I learned how to do all the muzzle effects stuff with the guns and whatnot. I didn't do it good, but I could do it. So I've been a video editor for 8 years, just because I have such a big passion for it, and I'm in film school right now learning professional film production. But I'm so fortunate to know the animators in my film school, and they are such nice people. I am so tempted to, after I finish my Bachelor of Film, I'm so tempted to do a Bachelor of Animation, just because I love animation too. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent again. My god. The rewards on my Patreon. I've made it so that these rewards will not halter my production of Levaslier. Meaning, I'm not going to go out of my way to make something that will not be used in Levaslier. This means that when you donate money to me, all that money goes straight towards the production of Levaslier. I'm not going to go make a custom render for you because that takes time away from making Levaslier. I could make a custom render for you, if you request one, but do keep in mind that that does take time, right? So the first rewards, I made the $1 reward really worth it, in my opinion. So you get the special credits, thank you to. I think everyone should do that. Like, if you're paying money, any sort of money at all, I think everyone should do that. That's a standard. Early access to the new episode of Levaslier is such a good payment, because then you get to see what you're paying for early before anyone else. I think that's worth it. The Minecraft server. I'm gonna go off on a tangent right here, and I know this because the Minecraft server that we have planned is big. It is massive. I don't mind hopping into Minecraft just to show you. As you know, we build the worlds by block in Minecraft. So, as I've stated before, there are 2 nations with 11 cities. The main nation that we are focusing on is Levaslier, and that has 5 cities. They are at war with Sakrasara, which is the desert city. Sakrasara's desert cities are all inspired by Egyptian gods, by the way. That's just a fun fact. I'm sure people are going to figure that out. Anyway, because they're at war, there's such a good conflict and such a good side story for a server to be on. Imagine this. You're trying to take the capital city of Levaslier, if you're from Sakrasara. And if you're in Levaslier, you want to take the capital city of Sakrasara. So now you have to fight your way past each city to get to the primary city. You're not going to fight through all 5 cities because they're all spread out across the lines. There's no way you can form a line out of that. But imagine this. Because there are small fortresses, tactically placed fortresses in strategic positions that stop the enemy from advancing, those bases can act as war zones. We have one location that's actually finished called Dire Shield. That's a fortress. Once my game loads, I can hop on. Hold on. Why is it not connected? So Dire Shield is placed right in the path where Sakrasara can enter Levaslier. /warp Dire Shield. See, this is Dire Shield. You've seen this in the trailers before. I love this place. It's obviously inspired by Skyrim. I love this, what's it called? Bleak Barrow. I love the design of it. We got little dwarven statues here. These are made by, I believe this guy called The Evil Sketch. Credits go to him for those statues. I shortened it a little bit, but main credit still goes to him. Anyway, so imagine starting at this base and going down that path to go to Sakrasara. And within all of this path, you can have fights and combats, and there'll be fortresses and places you have to capture. If anyone knows me, you know I love Red versus Green, which is the old minigame my channel used to be based around. You capture all the points and get to the enemy base and capture their base. Done. That's one campaign over. I see that as taking several hours. Moving on to the next mission, you'd have... I'm finding it so difficult to talk about this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your first battle would be from 3 to 4. So let's say 4 wins, then the next battle would be 2 to 3 because it gets pushed back, right? And then after that, it'll be 2 to 1, and then once you capture 1, that's how you win the game. And you could go back and forth, getting like stuck in the battles here, and it would take hours to finish an actual warfare battle. So it's like an actual war. I just really like that idea because it means people can keep playing and playing and playing. And when you finally win, like actually finally win such a long game, the amount of accomplishment you would feel from that it would be immense. I see that as such a great idea. If we could get a bunch of people on as well to play at the same time. Not to mention, it could also be related to the story. Like, the classes you would get, like, you get like a Berserker class. I wouldn't call it the Berserker because the Berserkers in this series are called the Warlords. So we'd have the Warlord class or something like that. And, like, you wouldn't even need to pay for this. I don't like hiding anything behind paywalls. You notice that my payments on my Patreon, they aren't based around paid content. Everything that you're paying for is bonus content because I believe everyone should have access to my content. I'm publishing this onto YouTube. There's no reason for me to hide anything behind a paywall. Everything should be given out for free. By paying me, you're showing me your support. I'm not going to say pay me, otherwise you can't see this. By showing me your support, you're just driving me to make everything better. Like, again, nothing needs to be hidden behind a paywall. This is all mutually beneficial. You pay me, I like making more videos. But by making more videos, your payment gets worth it, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna hide that behind the screen there. Hey, there's Dire Shield right there. I heard that the $5 payment, by the way, I'm not sure if anyone noticed. Everything in the background is blurred, but I forgot to blur this one. Just a mistake I made. The $5 class is what I've heard that Patreon, what patrons pay the most. So I hope this is what people pay the most for. Because $5 is, it actually means a lot. $5 a month, if you stack that up, that's gonna mean a whole lot. Because I spend like $5 in advertising anyway. So, anyway. I really like the idea of giving exclusive renders. Because everything you're seeing here on screen right now, on the Patreon, they're actually exclusive renders. This render, right here, this is actually an old render. Because you can see it doesn't have subsurface scattering and whatnot. This one does have subsurface scattering. I made this the day I made the Patreon, actually. When you pay for the $5, when you donate $5, I'm going to get rid of these black bars. I'm going to move the logo down so you would have a full 16:9 wallpaper instead of a, what do you call it, a 235 wallpaper. I love this one. This shot is beautiful. Like of Arkosh right here. Beautiful. So that's the exclusive renders. The ranks on the server, I forgot to go. The ranks on the server, I don't know what they're going to do yet, but I will give it some sort of significance. Again, I'm not hiding anything behind a paywall. If you pay me $1, don't expect to get like $1 extra bonus gear that you can only get from paying. No, I'm not doing that. That's called pay to play. It's, no, not doing that. The extra behind the scenes episodes and bloopers, I don't really know what sort of stuff I can give to that, but I know there definitely will be stuff, because here's the thing. If I give you... Oh, I didn't even give... Okay. Since there's no behind the scenes, I can give you all the behind the scenes here. There are times when I'm animating, or when I'm recording my tutorials, that I mess up. A big instance of this, I was making the video promoting the FMR Animate rig, which is my free rig for Levaslier and for Cinema 4D in general. While I was making the video for that, I was demonstrating how you could change the eyebrow thickness. And as I changed the thickness, it bugged out. I'm like, oh no. I just sat there in silence, trying to figure out what happened. I had to cut the recording and like fix that bug and then resume the recording as if nothing happened. But you never got to see that because I cut that out. But it's still, I still have the footage. I laugh at it every now and then. So that's the extra behind the footage you're gonna get. You're also probably gonna get stuff for like Levaslier. I remember back in the old days, I think back in 2013 or 2014, I was writing the second episode of Levaslier. And I wrote bartender into Batman. Like the autocorrected, I mean. And we just started laughing at it midway through the writing, and I think that footage is still public, and you can still find that. This Royal Knight perk is a big jump from $5 to $13. Why is that such a big jump? Well, you see, because you get the free soundtrack. That is pretty big, because the soundtrack can actually be bought on a separate album by Yusuf, and you can find that on his iTunes. Sorry about that, I'm pulling up the album art. This is the album art that we created for it. You can find this album available on iTunes, but that will be, I believe what he said was $6. So when you do 6 plus, I should probably change that to 11 or something, but no. So the first payment you give me, the $6 will go to Yusuf, and I will get the remaining of that. And then after that first payment, I'm going to get consistent payment with whatever this amount is. That's probably going to change by the time you see this video, maybe. Of course, you also have access to our Team W&J private Discord. You will not be able to interact on the private Discord because we're afraid of spam. You will be able to talk on the public one with us, because we'll be on the public one anyway. But the Team W&J private Discord is when we talk about the story and whatnot. There will be spoilers in that chat, because I need to talk about the story with my other teammates. Early access to behind the scenes is saying that you're going to get the unedited versions of my bloopers. I'm going to edit these for behind the scenes. I'm probably going to publicize it. This will not be publicized. The Warlord rank is where I think things get serious. If you're actually donating the Warlord rank for me, I'm switching your special thanks into an associate producer, because $30 a month means a lot for us. This $30 is like more than what I spend on a monthly basis. I'm not even kidding. I'm sacrificing so much of my life to make Levaslier a reality that if you pay me $30, my life literally improves. I'm not even kidding. So yes, having this throws you instantly into associate producer. I definitely think you're worth it. You have access to chat live with us on Team W&J Discord, because look, if you're paying me $30, that is a lot of money. That is so much money. That buys me 3 dinners. Okay. So, yeah, you definitely deserve to be in the Team W&J. I think you're really serious about the project. You're probably as serious as I am about the project. Again, I can't express enough thanks if you do. Like, I'd be crying if someone actually donated that. And it's not even mentioned the $50 one. That, I don't see this as a very realistic one, but I'm gonna leave it here anyway, because I'm praying that some kind soul will stumble upon this, and if you own $50, 5 dinners, almost an entire week of dinner for me. I buy 5 dinners anyway, because I don't want to spend so much money on my life, right? I eat half a dinner on days so that I can eat the other half tomorrow. That's how much I'm sacrificing to make this project a reality, right? So to have $50 that feeds me. Like, it's not gonna feed me good, don't get me wrong, but that feeds me, and I'm so happy to be fed. That's just how much it means to me. You get the executive producer perk because it would not be possible without you, and that is very true, because if I don't eat, I die, right? And if I die, this isn't going to work. So you are such an important role if you pay me $50 or more. Donate. I keep saying pay because that's just a shorter work than donate, but I mean donate. You're not paying for anything, because when you're the money that you're donating me, I'm not providing work that should be paid for. You're donating stuff to me, I'm donating stuff back to you, okay? This is not paying, this is a donation. Okay, I've just gone off on a really big tangent about my life and how poor of a status I'm living in right now, so I'm trying to recompose myself, but you get to see my position right now. As for the goals, why I set out a $50 goal for all advertising is because I'm focused on making the production as big as possible. This means that I will grow exponentially within the first $50 per month. Because when I have $50, I can pump $50 back into advertising, which means I'll get, you know, a lot of guys back. I'm spending $7 in advertising right now. If I pump that up to 50, holy shit, that's gonna grow. Once that grows, I'm gonna get more Patreons, I hope. And because I'm getting more Patreons, I can spend more money on advertising. And that just keeps on boosting and boosting and boosting. Until I boost an amount that I'm satisfied with, that's when you can move on to the next goal of going strong massive. We're gonna start looking for voice actors. Of course, we are still looking for voice actors right now. If you go onto this page right here, you can see the character page, and there's a lot of details that I've put on. Well, not a lot, just the basic details enough so you can get an understanding of who these characters are. If you click the Apply Now button, you actually get brought to this form. We've had one person apply for the cast already, thank God. But we're expecting many more to come. So if we can't find anyone we like, we're actually going to start reaching out for people. And because we have a budget as well, we can also afford to start paying people, our volunteered voice actors. Moving after that, this probably should come earlier, but it's not because I can animate in my spare time. Animation is very time consuming. I have to balance building, animating. I don't have to do script writing anymore because I finished the script. Animating, building, and marketing. These three take a lot of time. And I can only do one at a time. Right now, I'm doing building, and then the next day I'll do some animating, and then I'll do some building and some animating. Because this changes it up for me, and it's changing my schedule, and I like, you know, having some different stuff to work on. Anyway, we will be looking for this. If you are, actually, there's two people in the stream right now. If you're looking at this right now, the animators and builders, if you can build, if you can animate, send me a message. Like, because there are, a 13-year-old applied for animating yesterday. I'm looking at accepting 15-year-olds or above. Why? Because I want someone who's mature, someone who knows what they're doing, someone who can take orders, someone who can work consistently, someone who can sit at their screen for a long time without fidgeting and work, right? But I don't consider this as work. This is a passion project. You should not be sitting here and working. No, this is, you're actively contributing to the story. By animating, you're looking at the story, you're looking at the characters, you're looking at what they're doing. You're not working, you're watching them, you're controlling them, you're like, you know, it's like playing a game. This is what it should be like. It shouldn't be work. So, I want someone who's passionate. That 13-year-old who applied, he has skill. I'm not kidding. A 13-year-old has skill. And I want him, but I don't know if his mentality fits. So if you're someone who's willing to sit down, learn about the characters, and like engage with the characters and put them in a world, make them feel alive, hook me up, send me a message. The final goal here is 500. Someone actually suggested to me that I set the final goal to 1,000. I don't see that as possible yet. I would love it to get to 1,000. I just don't see it's possible. But this is 500 for now, and this will be subject to change. When we get up to 300, I'm probably going to see 1,000 as a possibility, or even 700 or 900 or something like that. I'm gonna keep raising up our goals, like just higher and higher and higher. When I get to 1,000, that's my end goal, I think. Because if you think about this, if $50 is enough to feed me for a week, $1,000 can feed me for what? Like 20 weeks. 20 weeks is a lot more than a month. I can be fed. So as long as I can be fed, I can produce. And I will not stop producing Levaslier. Again, I'm going to emphasize this. I am not stopping. No matter how much hate I'm getting, no matter how much, you know, being pushed down I get, I will not stop. This is such a big project for me, and this project means so much to me. This, I've spent so much of my childhood, so much of my life working on this. This is practically my life. Right? I've devoted my entire life to making this. And until this is finished, I'm not going to be satisfied with life. Like, if I finish this and I die the day I finish it, I would not mind. That's how much I love this project, right? So, if that doesn't mean passion, I don't know what does. I really do hope this project takes off. Anyway, if you follow me on Patreon, I do some posts every now and then. Hey, this video is actually up early. I put this video up here. You can see this here. If you follow my Facebook, it's also up. It's just a short animation I made to practice with the FMR Animate rig. Anyone who's an animator right now who's looking for a Cinema 4D rig, check out my FMR Animate rig. It's just a modification of the FMR rig, and every feature included in the rig, it's a no BS rig. I don't have extra features that aren't going to be necessary. It's just all the stuff that I use. And you know I use it because I've used it in this video to demonstrate how powerful it is, right? Someone wrote me animation. Yes, you animation. Kuma? Ah, yeah, I remember you. You're Kuma and a stick. Yeah. Thanks for joining the video. The live stream, I mean. Don't know what the community tag does yet. Alright, cool. So this is for patrons to post stuff. Anyway. Patreon is where you can pay me once a month. So it's a monthly payment basis. I like this idea because this means I get to engage with my audience every month. I'm going to do it either way because, as you can see, weekly updates and screenshots for patrons, but I'm going to do monthly updates for public. I do have a Kickstarter ready to go. The project is not live because they could not verify my identity. I don't know if... Kickstarter has this thing. I'm located in Australia. My phone number has 1 extra digit than what's required on Patreon. On Kickstarter, rather. So I typed in my phone number and it said, rejected because you have an extra number. So I got rid of one, I tried it, I hit enter, and it just accepted it without confirming. It accepted a false phone number, and then it couldn't confirm my identity. Yeah, of course you can't confirm my identity because that's not my phone number. And it's like, send us your driver's license. I took a picture of my driver's license, I sent it to him back and forth, and I said they couldn't confirm it. So they're gonna have to do a manual confirmation for my Kickstarter. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I already sent in the manual confirmation. Like, I sent in my profile. Ugh, it's ridiculous. They asked me for my passport just at the time I'm getting a new passport. I just got a new passport. They cut my old passport. I can't send it to them. I don't have my new passport. Right now, I have no passport. I can't confirm my Kickstarter. It's insane. Ugh. But no, it has some art that's not actually on the Patreon. Look at that. That's beautiful. I think I screamed a bit too much. My head's going woozy. Yeah, so this is our Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a one-time payment. This is a $1,000 goal. I'm pushing that down to 500. Again, 1,000 is not realistic. Might actually do that right now. Basics. Yeah, there you go. Oh, not 5,000. There you go. That's more realistic for me. So yeah, there you go. I think this is all I have to say for my stream. It's been going on 30 minutes as I predicted, and now I have to go for my quote-unquote dinner, which will also be my lunch tomorrow, you know, because I'm spending $10 only. Yeah. I hope anyone who watched the stream enjoyed me rambling about stuff. I like talking about this stuff anyway. It's like a weekly. I mean, look, if I make monthly updates, they're probably going to be in this format. I'm just gonna scroll around and talk about things that's happening. Check out that right. Yeah. So you get me. It's just, I just like having fun like this. I hope you guys like it too. Treat it like a podcast, if anything. All right. I'm getting the stream, and I'm gonna grab my food for the rest of the next 2 days. All right. Where is OBS? Ciao.